What's up, everybody? It's been a minute. I apologize for that, but been kind of busy. Been dealing with some stuff, but getting that taken care of anyways. So today we're gonna do radius rods on both sides. Because if you look right here, I don't know if you can really. I'm sure you can tell it, but I bent this one, the one on the bottom side. So I went and purchased some new ones from a local. Right here, got some CA Tech radius rods. Got both sides, all 6 of them. Got them in a steal of a deal, so I can't complain. But yeah. So today we're going to put these guys on and see if we can't make this thing set a little funny. But if you'll notice, I do have this weird block in here. Oop. Let me zoom out. There we go. So essentially the problem here is my jack is not tall enough to jack this thing up to the moon because the suspension droop on this thing is ridiculous. There you go, you can see how bent that one is. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is pull this wheel off, pull this wheel off, pull all 3 of those bolts out on that side, all 3 on this side, and then all 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. All 10 of those because there's 10 on each side, because this is a 2023. All the older ones didn't have these top 2 and bottom 2. It was just these 6. But anyways, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and remove all of this and then get back with you guys here in just a second. Alright, so here's the old ones. I do not remember what order they went in. I just took them off. I know for sure this one was the bottom one because it's the one that I bent. But you can see how bent it is. Now that it's next to the others, you can see I hit something pretty hard to bend the crap out of it. But, bam. Alright, so check that out. CA arms installed. I think it actually looks pretty killer. So by the time I was about halfway through breaking this guy apart, I got so frustrated that I just went ahead and finished the whole thing instead of trying to video it because it was a lot easier. So here's what I got. These are all set up from the factory, I'm pretty sure, because the top bars were the same length as the stock ones on both sides. So I went ahead and just installed those and didn't do an alignment or anything just yet. I'll have my dealership do that later, or I might try and learn how to do it. I don't know yet. Anyway, so what I got here is the radius rods for the Can-Am X3. I will admit that doing this by yourself is a pain in the butt, because trying to get all of this stuff to line up and to where you can install that and get these bolts on and all that stuff is a huge mess. But I got it, and I did do it by myself. I will say that the way that I was able to get it done better was to leave the stock upper on. That way it holds the hub and the, I can't remember what that's called. That right there, I don't remember what it's called. I'll right off the top of my head. Anyway, so if you left the top arm on, then that made it a lot easier to line up the bottom one. And once you get the bottom one lined up, you can take the top one out and then work your way from bottom to top, tightening all the bolts, or just installing them. You can't tighten the bolts just yet. So I did that on both sides, and ended up going pretty smoothly. The biggest issue I did have was getting all of this here to line up. But after I got all of it on there and started moving the wheels up and down on both sides, I ended up getting all these to line up and bolt in just perfectly. And then I went through, and it tells you to tighten everything to 70 foot-pounds, and so that's what I did. Everything's tightened to 70 foot-pounds, and it looks great. Like, you can see how much better these are. Like, well, I mean, it's a solid piece of billet aluminum compared to these, and these are like super thin on the inside. They look bigger, but they're just really thin, cheap tubing, which typical from factory. Anyway, so that's it. CA Tech trailing or radius rods are on. That's it, trailing arms. Anyway, they're on and they're looking good. I really like it. They're nice. Go get you a set. I'm not sponsored at all whatsoever. This is just me showing you a product. So yeah, anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Ooh, that's bright. Alright, so yesterday I changed out the radius rods on the X3, and I was editing the video, and I decided, you know what, might as well cut one of these open and see how exactly thin they are, because they are super light. Like, they look thicker, and the welds are good, and the ends are nice, but I mean, they're like super lightweight, and they've dented really easy. So just out of curiosity, I want to cut one open and see what it looks like. Alright, so here's the setup, if it'll focus. There we go. I got 3 batteries because each one of these batteries is dead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bandsaw and I'm going to cut one of these just to see what's on the inside of it, because I'm curious. So let's cut it. So here's what we got. Let me turn the flash on. There we go. So where's my camera? There it is. So that's what it looks like on the inside. That's just where they welded the joint on there. And the wall thickness isn't as bad as I thought. I really thought it would be a lot thinner than that. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, they're not very heavy. Most of the weight on these things is these ends, the solid ends. But that's really not that bad. Not as bad as I thought. But clearly not as good as these. I mean, these things are solid aluminum. I don't know about these top bars, but I do know these bottom bars are definitely solid aluminum. So they should hold up and do just fine. So the next thing is going to be the pull plate. Once I get that guy replaced, that'll tie up pretty much everything in the back here. I'd like to do the trailing arms eventually, but right now that is out of the budget because they are insanely expensive. But anyways, so there we go. We got the CA Tech radius rods on there, making this thing bulletproof one modification at a time, or bulletproof. I'm still going to break stuff, guarantee it. But yeah, so next up on the list is the pull plate. Get that done, and then we'll see what we can do next. But anyway, appreciate it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.